Count one, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count two, weapons, firearm, possession by a prohibited person. Count three, assault with a dangerous weapon. Counts four and five, weapons, felony, firearms. Count six, domestic violence, aggravated. Count seven, assault or assault and battery. Defendant has a habitual offender, second offense notice.
And good morning, Tiffany on behalf of Eddie Turner, Key 79667. Turner, such name for the record.
My name is David.
Okay. Are there any preliminary matters? Vice President.
At this time, the people will call Maura Turner. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? And just come to the state court. Yeah.
May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
The camera, Patty Turner.
Okay, Ms. Turner, I'm going to be asking you some questions today. If you don't understand something or you want me to repeat it, please let me know, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Turner, I want to bring your attention to the date of March 14th of this year, 2024. Do you remember that date?
You mean March 14th, 2023?
I'm sorry, 2000, I'm sorry, you're right, 2023. Do you remember that date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And where were you on that date?
I was at home,
Okay, and where's your home located?
16813 Mark Twain.
Okay, and is that in the city of Detroit in the county of Wayne?
Yes.
All right. And were you there alone or by yourself or with someone else?
My husband.
Okay. And had you been at home all day with your husband?
No, he was at work and I was on my way to a doctor's appointment.
Okay. And did you go to that doctor's appointment?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any communication with your husband during that time?
Yes, we spoke the whole way till I reached the doctor's office.
Okay. And did you talk to him at the doctor's office?
No, because I was having a consultation about a surgery.
Okay. And who is your husband?
Eddie Turner.
You said Eddie Turner?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see Eddie Turner in the courtroom here today?
Yes, I do.
For identification for the court, could you indicate where he is and what he's wearing today?
To my right, on the right, well, I guess on the left, you with the white shirt.
Thank you. Your Honor, please, does this record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant, Eddie Turner?
Record will reflect.
Thank you. All right. So you left your doctor's appointment, is that correct?
Correct.
Did anything happen on the way home?
I tried to call him back because he kept calling and he kept sending me to the voicemail. So, I stopped and got something to eat and I called and told him that I purchased us some dinner and he didn't answer the phone. So I left him a voice message and told him that his dinner would be in the microwave and his salad would be in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And I went home and I put his food in the microwave and the salad in the refrigerator and I went upstairs.
Okay, and, about what time was that you went upstairs?
Probably about 6 p.m.
Okay, and so was Mr. Turner, home at that time?
No.
Okay, what do you remember happening next?
I would say he came home probably about 1:45 that evening.
1
That
a.m.?
morning, yeah. About
Okay.
1:45 that morning,
Okay, and how did you know he was home?
because I heard him put in.
Okay,
So when he came in, I came downstairs and I asked him, I said, "You didn't see me call?" So he started cussing me out. He was very belligerent. And so I went to walk away and he pushed me
okay, so you had been upstairs in what room?
in the master bedroom
Okay, and so you said you came downstairs?
to the kitchen.
Okay,
He was standing in the kitchen.
okay, so you're both in the kitchen?
Correct.
Okay, and you turned to go away?
Through the dining room.
Okay,
The way the house is set up is our kitchen and there's the dining room. You can cut from the dining room to the living room and go back upstairs. So
okay,
I was trying to cut through the dining room and go through the living room and go back upstairs and he pushed me and we got into an altercation.
okay. Where did he push you?
Hit my back.
Okay, and can you describe this altercation?
It was a physical altercation and then by that time, he grabbed my belongings, threw my belongings outside.
Okay, where were your belongings?
Well, I had belongings all through the house, but the belongings that he threw outside was in the den.
Okay,
And he threw those outside, and then he threw my dog outside.
okay,
Said, "Well, I threw your dog and your stuff outside and you're next." So, I called my daughter and asked my daughter, could she come get the dog and the belongings? And by that time, she came. I let her in the house and we were standing on the landing and
the landing to go in the house or to a different area?
the landing coming in from the side door. It's like the landing, we were standing on the landing.
Okay,
So him and my daughter, they had the altercation, and I was in between them, so he pushed me, and I fell down the basement steps.
okay, so that landing is right by the basement stairs
Yes,
to go
ma'am.
downstairs? Okay, and you fell down the stairs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how many stairs were there, do you know?
Probably about 10, 12, not sure.
Okay, were you injured as a result of that fall?
Yes,
Okay, what were your injuries as a result of
I
that fall?
had, my leg was all scarred up, cut up. I had bruises in my face, I had bruises all on my back, my mouth was swollen.
Okay, and by the way, what did you go to the doctor for?
Because I was having a surgery on my knee.
Okay, all right, so, were you having problems with your knee?
Yes,
Okay, and when you fell down the stairs, was that knee that you're having problems with, was that in any way affected?
yes,
And how was that?
I'm still having problems with it.
Okay, all right, so after you fell down the stairs, what happened after that?
I came back upstairs, and by that time, he had locked the side door, my daughter had run out, he had locked the side door, he ran upstairs and got his gun,
Okay,
and I was sitting in the living room, he came and sat beside me, put the
okay,
gun to my head and said, "If anybody else come back to this door, I'm gonna kill you."
okay, and how did you feel when he said that?
I felt like he would have done it,
Okay.
because he wasn't himself, he was a different person, he was high, he was drunk,
Okay, and what makes you say that?
because I know him,
Okay, all right, how long have you known him for?
we've been together 20 years,
Okay, have you seen him in that state before?
Yes.
Okay, so you said he got a gun,
yes,
and where exactly did he put it?
to my head,
Okay, was he sitting next to you, standing?
sitting next to me.
Okay, and, what, can you describe this gun?
Automatic, silver, I think a 9mm,
Okay, had you ever seen that gun before?
yes.
So what happened, after that?
He just stated if anybody else came to the door, he was gonna shoot me. By that time, the police came to the door, they were knocking on the door.
Okay,
He got up, put the gun on the couch, and went to the door, he opened the door, and he asked them, what were they doing there? They asked him to open the door, and he called me out my name, talking about what she called you, and they told him, no, your neighbors did. By that time, he opened the door. and took me to custody.
okay. What happened after that?
Took me to custody.
What did you do?
I came outside, and I was talking to the police officer.
Okay, and did you tell them what happened?
Yes,
Okay. Was an ambulance called?
No.
Okay. Did you seek medical attention?
The next day, yes,
Okay. And why did you seek medical attention?
my body was hurting.
Okay. And how long did you go to the hospital, urgent care?
I went to urgent care
Okay.
because I was having my procedure in a few days.
And what procedure was that?
My total knee replacement, a knee revival.
Okay. And were you, so that night, were you bleeding anywhere?
Yeah,
Where were you bleeding from?
like on my legs and on my arms, and then my lips was bleeding.
Your lips were bleeding.
Yes,
And was that from the fall down the stairs or something else?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. And did you receive any kind of stitches or
No.
anything? Okay. All right. One moment. No further questions at this time.
Ross.
Good morning, Ms. Turner.
Good morning.
Now, if I ask you any questions and you don't understand, just let me know and I'll rephrase it, okay?
Ma'am.
And he testified that when Mr. Turner got home, you went downstairs and confronted him about him not answering your phone, correct?
Correct.
And you tried to walk away and he pushed you?
Correct.
Before he pushed you, had you pushed him first?
No,
Now, Ms. Turner, I want to ask you, do you recall being in this very courthouse, in this very courtroom, testifying on March 31st, 2023?
baby.
And do you recall being asked about what happened? And you were specifically asked about the fight. And you were asked what happened next. And you said, you testified that I went to walk away. He kept walking up on me. I asked him to stop walking up on me. And he told me, don't tell me what to do. So when he got too close, I pushed him because he was literally in my face. So when I pushed him, he ran back on me and started hitting me. You don't recall making that statement?
No, I don't.
And does that statement refresh your memory as far as what happened that evening?
No.
So as far as you remember, today, he pushed you on the floor.
Yes,
How did he push you?
in my back. I was going to walk away and he pushed me.
Did you fall it?
No, I did not fall. This is not the first time we don't have, an altercation.
Now, next you testified that he threw all your belongings outside, including your dog, correct?
Yes,
And you called your daughter to pick your dog up.
correct. My dog and my belongings, it was thrown all in the yard.
And when your daughter arrived, who let her in the house?
I did.
Now you testified that your daughter and Mr. Turner had a physical altercation by the door,
Correct,
and this would be on the landing.
correct.
And so if you could just describe, is the landing and then the door is right there?
It's just like this. This is the door, this is the landing, and there's 2 more steps up to the kitchen,
And now, where are the basement steps at?
right here.
Okay, so is it fair to say the basement steps are near the landing?
Correct.
And when you say Mr. Turner and your daughter got into a physical altercation, can you just be more detailed about, what do you mean by that?
I was on the landing. Mr. Turner was on the top landing, the 2 steps is leading to the kitchen. My daughter was on the step in front of me. They got into their altercation.
Okay, were they like pushing each other,
Yes,
hitting each other?
yes,
And all three of you guys were on the small landing areas? Okay, and because of the altercation between Mr. Turner and your daughter, you failed?
he pushed me, I didn't fall, he pushed me,
How did you push him?
he pushed me,
What were you doing while he was fighting your daughter?
trying to break him up.
How were you trying to fight? How were you trying to break that?
I can't tell you how I was trying to, you know how long ago this has been?
Yes, a year.
Okay, so I don't recall.
Okay,
And-
ma'am, just answer the question the best you're doing, don't go back and forth.
Okay.
So while during this altercation, were you hitting or striking Mr. Attorney?
No,
At any time during this altercation, did you hit him?
no,
And after you fell down the steps, what did you do next?
I'm back upstairs.
And then what?
I brought her up out of the house. I went to the living room. Sat on the couch.
At any point, did you go back upstairs to your bedroom?
I'm not sure.
At any point, did you recall Mr. Turner asking you to leave and you told him no?
I recall.
And you don't recall testifying at the first preliminary examination under oath in which you said that Mr. Turner asked you if he would leave the home, you told him he wasn't going anywhere?
No, I did not.
When he testified that he went and got a gun, isn't it true that at the preliminary examination you testified that he first asked you where his gun was?
No, I did not.
And so when he came and sat next to you on the couch, you had no idea he was going to get the gun?
No, I did not.
One second, Judge. When the police arrived, did you make a statement?
I'm not sure.
Do you recall ever making a statement?
Yeah,
When did you make a statement to the police?
I'm not sure.
One second. All right, may I put you on?
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Turner. Now, just for the record, can you read what I'm showing you on my computer? And it's just loaded in black.
Preliminary exam is the law. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. The preliminary exam before Honorable Kenneth J. King,
And what's the date?
March 31st.
And would you agree that I'm showing you some transcripts?
Yes.
I'm gonna take you to page 10. Can you, well, first, do you recall you testifying and Mr. Turner told you, bitch, get your shit and get out? And you said, and you responded saying, I told him I wasn't going anywhere.
I don't recall.
When you and your transcripts from your preliminary examination, you testified back in 2023, refresh your memory?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Take a look, and I'll give you some numbers.
I don't recall.
You don't recall that happening, or you don't recall saying that?
I don't recall me saying it.
Now, testifying like today, if you're placed under oath and you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth,
Right.
is it fair to say that if you testify under oath that this would happen, that you gave a truthful statement?
Yes.
And then is it fair to say that maybe you just don't remember anymore because it has been over a year? It's possible. How long did the altercation between you and Mr. Turner last?
I'm not sure.
And after your daughter was out of the house, where did she go? Was she just outside the house?
Yes.
All right, no further questions, thank you.
I don't have anything further.
And they said, the next witness.
Your Honor, I have no further witnesses.
All right, any witnesses on behalf of the defense?
No, Judge.
Argue.
Thank you. First, Your Honor, for count 2, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon. I have a certified copy of the register of action, which indicates that Mr. Ed Turner was sentenced for the crime of armed robbery on September 29th of 1995. Showing this to defense counsel. And Your Honor, this would make him ineligible to be in possession of a weapon on the day.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
That is for count 2. Your Honor, for count 1, I would indicate to the court that I do believe that this was charged incorrectly. It was charged under statute 750.84.
This is count 1.
Yes, count 1. So that is either assault with intent to do great bodily harm as murder or assault by strangulation. This was charged assault by strangulation. There was no testimony that he ever that there was any strangulation here today or in any previous testimony or in the police report. So again, I do believe that this was charged incorrectly. It should have been charged as it was in the prior period, assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder. Again, it is the same statute. So I am asking, based on the testimony from this complainant, I am asking that this matter be bound over on the charge of assault with intent to do great bodily harm. Count 2, felon in possession. Count 3, felonious assault with a gun. Count 4, felon in possession for the weapons fire. So felony, count 4, felony firearm for the possession by a prohibited person. I count 5 as well, and count 6 and count 7 are misdemeanors. So, based on the testimony, I think that the complainant has indicated that there was physical altercation and she was pushed down the stairs. She was injured as a result of that. So I think that is enough for probable cause for this case to be gone over. I think that the complainant testified clearly as best as she remembered, and I would find that she was perfectly.
Judge, I think a question back as far as the, count 2 and count 3 and count 4, 5, and then, 6 and 7 are, misdemeanors. But as far as count 1, Judge, I don't believe there's been any real evidence here of assault with intent to do great bodily harm. I know that Mrs. Turner does say that Mr. Turner pushed her down the stairs, but Judge, I think that if we listen to what she said, she described a small landing which 3 grown adults were fighting on. And essentially, Mr. Turner was fighting her and her daughter, and due to that tussling, she fell. Now, granted, I do understand she said that, oh, he pushed me, but Judge, I do ask this court to take into consideration all the things that she denied saying at the preliminary examination she had before Judge King in 2023, in which Mr. Turner, she admitted Mr. Turner asked repeatedly to leave the house, and she said she wasn't going anywhere. And then even her getting the gun for him and staying in the house for the duration of this whole entire argument, Judge, I don't believe her falling down the steps, or I'm sorry, and her pushing him first and striking him and hitting him. This was a fight. And unfortunately, 3 adults fighting in a small landing near steps, someone can fall down or fall down the steps. And I don't believe there's been a clear indication that Mr. Turner pushed her with the intent to actually make her fall down the stairs and hurt herself, or was simply pushing her off of him because her and her daughter were jumping. So I do ask that this court does dismiss that charge. Again, that issue wasn't ironed out. And I do understand this is a very low standard, but it's still a standard nonetheless.
And one question before you find the record. I was trying to figure out this would come up. Why are we back? Why are we back?
This was previously gone over, and then it was set for a trial, and she was late to court, so it was dismissed. That's why we're starting all over. She's not like she didn't appear, she was late. And then jury trial.
Continue.
All right. Your Honor, so it seems that there's an issue of did she fall down the stairs or did she push down the stairs? Okay. So, yes, 3 people were on the landing, but this witness clearly testified, yes, he pushed me down the stairs. Now, I think you would know if you are there with other people, you know where you are, you know where the stairs are. She clearly says that he pushed her down the stairs. Now, he knows her condition as well. She called him on the way to the doctor's office. He knew that she was going to the doctor's office, and they're married, they live together. He knew that she had problems with her knee, so he purposely pushed her down the stairs in order to hurt her, even if her knee wasn't hurt though. Pushing someone down some stairs then caught somebody by doing that if they landed the wrong way. And she was injured. She did say that she had bruises, she hurt her back, her mouth was bleeding, she didn't know exactly where that was from. She was injured. So, consent.
I haven't heard the arguments of counsel. Court finds that felony offense is charged, work committed, received, betrayed, and if there's probable cause for the defendant committed those offenses. Therefore, the defendant will be bound over on all counts of the Wayne County Circuit Court for further proceedings. The arraignment of the information will be given.
September 3rd.
Thank you very much. Fine, continue.
And Judge, before we go, I wanted to address my client is a tether on. And again, this happened back in March of 2023. And previously, the first time around, one of the circuit court judges did remove the tether. He hadn't had any contact with Mrs. Turner or her family. She's out of the house, he's back at his home. So we are asking that the tether to be removed as unnecessary.
Your Honor, I didn't have any reports that they're having a problem. However, if I could just have a moment to speak. to the complaining witness. September 3rd, correct? Correct.
Oh. This is Central. Has he ever? Yes. He's here. So it's a whole. Remember more, he said he was gonna set it up until
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes. Tom,
Yes, sir.
what are we doing, on the, talents?
It's either going to be a waiver or a dismissal. I don't know if anybody's checked that at this point, Judge.
I apologize, but the hallway out there is on lockdown for transportation for a prisoner at this time. And he's on the side of the hallway and I can't get to her.
But Judge, I would like to just point out that, again, when this case was first started over and all the way up to trial, there had been no complaints or accusations of him attempting to violate any of the terms of bond or making any contact with her. It's been over a year. He does not speak to her, does not call her, does not text her. She's out of the home.
How much longer?
I don't know, nothing was going on as I was standing down there, nothing, so.
I can move it.
Here. She's indicated that there has not been any contact. She does not want any contact with him at all, but she doesn't have any.
For having heard the arguments, counsel, asked to define condition of the tether, the tether was.
Rank 4.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for all who tuned into this case here. Like I said, I think Judge Kane, in this case, you don't see him because he has been suspended for, like, they dropped his whole docket. But so he's still, this still his courtroom. He's not fired, of course, but you know the mistake he made. He put the young girl in handcuffs on a field trip, and he could have handled things differently. But nevertheless, how did you feel about this? Right? Mom came out, dad guy came home drunk, and he probably was drunk. He probably did push it down the stairs. Like she said, they've been married for 20 years. But it's the burden of proof, and that's why you have a court system in America. You are proven innocent until you found guilty. it's gonna be hard to be found guilty when you got this pit bull in the skirt the way she went at you. Man, all I can say is buckle in. So I'm gonna try to be back when they come back to court. I'm gonna be looking for this case. I know that Judge King, they deleted a number of court cases, so it's going to be hard for me to find someone. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe, as we're going to keep dropping heat on this channel. And once again, we'll see you in the next video.